Hey guys, what's up? It's Lainey and today I'm doing a little bit of a different kind of video. Okay, so like a couple months ago, it might have even been a few months ago by now, I posted a Q&A on my stories over on Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, you definitely should because I'm putting way more effort than I probably should be in my Instagram now, and I like it a lot more than Twitter. I called for questions for a Q&A, and this is like a perfect time to do it because I recently got like a surge in subscribers. Thank you, Kate. A lot of people probably just subscribed to me because Kate Kavanaugh did my writing routine over on her channel, and people were probably curious and you probably hit subscribe, and I haven't posted since she posted that video. I am just really busy right now. I'm busy with my work, I'm busy with writing, and YouTube is just the third priority in my life right now. I'm gonna be doing a Q&A, plus I'm gonna be doing my makeup because I like those kind of videos. Sorry if you don't. I recently got Colourpop for the first time, so I thought this would be a fun video as I'm playing around with makeup as I'm answering questions, because there were a lot of questions. I've separated them between writing, because of course that was like the majority of the questions that I got, and then personal / general questions. I got this spooky water bottle from Michael's and I really love it, so sipping some water. That's my preferred drink. This is what I got from Colourpop. So this is what I got. We'll dive more into what I got in a little bit here. Got a lot of questions about Cruel Family. So that is, if you don't know, that's one of my current projects. And the first question was, what's the vibe for Cruel Family? So the vibe for Cruel Family is like Rain meets Gossip Girl meets the Borgia Family meets Cruel Intentions. So it's just a lot of soapiness. Like when I was writing it, I was totally envisioning it as a CW show. So there's just like a lot of like high stakes drama and relationships, and like a lot of like complicated romantic relationships going all around. There's a bet that's like one of the main arc of the book is surrounding a bet. It's just a lot of fun. So for my face, I don't use foundation. And I don't really use concealer anymore. I talked about this in the last makeup video that I did. I had really bad skin at the end of last year, and I've like redone most of my skincare routine. I use, I think it's CeraVe. Is that, I don't even know how you pronounce this, but this is just from Walgreens that I got, and I use this daily moisturizer every morning when I wake up, every night before I go to bed, after I get out of the shower. This is the stuff that I always put on my face. I recently got this thing at Sephora. It is Luminizing drops or something like that. I use like one drop and I mix it with my moisturizer, and it like creates that kind of this dewy effect on my face. Plus there's like a little bit of sparkle in it, so like you have a little bit of sparkle throughout the day. What is your strongest and your weakest writing characteristics? I literally only use one drop. That's all you need. My strongest, I'll just say this because I have people currently reading Cruel Family. I always get compliments on romantic tension. Also dialogue feels very natural. I feel like my character weakness is filtering. That's just, I don't know, something that I do a lot of. So filtering, and also I feel like plot in general is like a weakness of mine, which is probably why for Cruel Family I centered the whole plot around a bet, because that for me was easier for me to kind of write when I had like that outline of the typical formula of a bet type of plot. And you see that a lot in Cruel Intentions, you see that in She's All That. There's a bet in that one too. It was easy for me to write Cruel Family around the formula of a bet. Why is Cruel Family not an adult or new adult? Cruel Intentions is a pretty adult concept. New adult is just not a age category in traditional publishing, and that is what I'm pursuing because it's about teenagers trying to find their way and kind of re-examining who they are as people and who they want to be in society. I know Cruel Intentions was rated R, but I think it's still a pretty teenage concept in my opinion. It's basically what happens when teenagers don't have any adult supervision and have too much money on their hands. So that's pretty much what Cruel Family is about too. There's not a lot of parental guidance for these teenagers, as well as they just have a lot of money and they spend it a lot. They go to a lot of parties and they gamble and they drink a lot. So now I'm going to be putting on powder. This is the same things I've used in the last video that I had. So I use this one first and then I use the setting powder afterwards. What is your favorite villain you've written? When I wrote this question down, I was like, I had like an immediate thought was the antagonist foil in Pear Prides, which is my Kylo Ren character, Saurus. However, when I was thinking about it, and I don't know if this is too much of a spoiler, but I don't think it is, because if I were to market Cruel Family, it would kind of reveal kind of the character journey. And I'm gonna have to say, my main character in Cruel Family, like, she is kind of a villain. So I have to say that she's been like the most fun to write. Her voice is very unique to all the other characters that I've ever written, especially my like bad villain characters. So yeah, she's just, I really love her, and she's very, you know, she learns to be very unapologetic, so that's what I like most about her. How do you engage with the writing community when you're new and shy? I feel this very hard, because honestly, I'm still very shy in the community. There's so many people that I see on Twitter where I'm like, I would really want to be friends with them, but I don't know how to like approach them. It's amazing that I have the friends that I do. I think participating in Twitter chats is a great way to get engaged in the community, whether that be like #Wednesday, WIP aesthetic. I think Kim Chance also has a monthly writing chat. Anytime there's the contest, the mentorship contests, whether that be author mentor matches, which is, I'm a mentee for that one, as well as Pitch Wars, which is actually going on now. It's a great way to make friends. I've made friends from both of those contests. Even though I didn't get into Pitch Wars when I applied in 2017, I met one of my like best critique writers because we both applied for it. Shout out to Julia. And I guess like my way to get into the writing community is through Twitter. I think that's like the best way to like get involved online. Yeah, that's my advice. How do you manage internal doubt about your writing? I don't know if this is like harsh, but this is what I do. I just have to get over it. It's very hard because there's sometimes, especially like in the last like 10K of revising Cruel Family, I was just like, I hate everything that I'm writing right now. This is never going to be good enough. No one's ever going to want to see this. No one's ever going to want to represent it or buy it or anything. But I don't know, you just have to get over it. If you don't, it's gonna be a cycle. Recognize that everybody feels that way and get the fuck over it. Now I'm gonna do my eyebrows. If you could design a cover for Pear Prides, what would it look like? It would look hella piratey, but I know pirates don't sell very well, if at all, in the young adult market. Would want like the vibe of the Black Sails theme song somehow incorporated into that cover. Like if you pause this video, go check out the Black Sails theme song with the opening credits, and like I just love that whole vibe. The gold, the little figurines, like I don't know how well it would sell, but I just always have loved that aesthetic. I have a few more writing questions to go. What do you think of the credentials discussion in the AuthorTube community? Obviously, I see all the discussion and discourse when it comes to pretty much everything that goes on in the AuthorTube community. I don't speak out about a lot of it because I just don't know what I would have to say. But the credentials one is kind of like a big topic. Why would someone want to listen to me and my advice when I don't have a book published? I feel like that's like a common theme, which fair. However, I never present my advice as something you should do. I pretty much just talk about my experiences as a writer. And I know that we did that like on a novelty show. We critiqued first pages, and his like, what kind of credentials do you have to do that? That's where I get a little defensive about it, because one, anybody can critique anybody's work and it's all subjective, so you don't have to listen to what I critique first pages on. But also, like, another part of me is like, I have a degree in English literature, which is basically 4 years of critically analyzing text. That's my credentials. I'm pretty good at critiquing and analyzing text. I went to college. I have credentials. I have a bachelor's degree. So that's like the only thing that I get defensive about when people are like, what kind of credentials do you have? Last question for writing is, do you have any more WIPs planned? If you don't know what WIP is, it's just work in progresses. But of course I have ideas. I really want to do, I don't know what, but I want to do something with Roman mythology. And I just won't, nothing's fully formed with that yet. But right now I'm only concentrating on my current projects. So that's Pear Prides, Cruel Family, and Sharp Hollows. I'm not gonna start something new for NaNoWriMo this year. I've done that every year for the past like 4 years. I'm not doing something new this year for Nano. I am going to be participating in NaNoWriMo, but only in the revising sense. I'm just going to be revising during NaNoWriMo. I think my eyebrows look fine. Editing me will probably be like, girl, your eyebrows do not look fine. Yeah. Oh, my foot fell asleep. So now we're going to dive into these colors. Not quite sure what I want to do yet with them, but we'll play around. So I got all the Super Shock eyeshadows, and basically everybody says that you can just use your finger to apply them. So it has, you know, really nice pigment. I'm definitely more of the nudes, the bronzes, but I did get a couple like cranberry colors. This is just a small handful. I don't know how to completely show them, and I don't want this to be like, I don't know, a swatch video, because that's not what this is meant to be. But I think I'm going to play with a couple of the colors and see what I like, and if I don't like what it looks like on my lid, I'll just take it off. Oh, I also got a highlighter. I don't use highlighter because I like never know what kind of highlighter to get. But Riley from Riley Marie told me to get this one because this is the one that she uses. If you're interested, it is called Lunch Money. Should I put this on before or after I have my setting powder on? I don't know, but we're not professionals here on this channel. I know we put it on our cheekbones, or lack thereof. Okay, I can kind of see this. I just realized I never put bronzer on either. I can see it a little bit on this. Oh, can you see that? I don't know. What else do people put highlighter on? Don't they put it on like their nose or something? I don't want it on my nose. Oh, I know they put it here. Like my projects, I'm very much a work in progress. Back to the questions. I'm going to use this darker one on my lower lash line. So I want to try to do a neutral look on my lids. Probably should put a transition color in my crease. You guys, it's been so long since I've done like actual powder makeup. This is like the regular Naked palette. I think I'm going to use Naked here and put it as a transition base color. What is your favorite flower? Well, I'm not a huge flower person, but my middle name is Rose. So by default, I like roses. So what I'm just doing is I'm putting a color right here in the crease, just as a transition base color to kind of build the color off of. So we'll see how this works because I'm not quite sure if I'm going to like this or not. What is your go-to book, song, and movie? My go-to book is, this one's like funny, but this is the one that I realized that I always go to. Transcendence by Shay Savage. It's the prehistoric time travel romance that I talk about quite frequently. I don't know what it is, but I feel like every year I've reread it, and it's always around like the November, December time. It's just like one of those like feel-good romances, but also like super hot and smutty. I just love seeing like their whole journey, their whole story. So God, water is so good. So this Disney one is called So This Is Love. Okay, can you see that? Not bad. So overwhelmed with all my choices right now that I don't know which one to fully start with. This one's called Frog. I noticed that there's a little bit of like a mark in it, so I hope I don't like mess it up. That's a text. So that one's a little bit more translucent. You can even see it on my fucking pale hand. Okay, I'm not gonna use that one yet. I think I'm gonna use this Disney one. Put that on the lid. My go-to song. I do like a lot of songs. I'm gonna have to say Thanks for the Memories by Fall Out Boy. That is straight up my favorite song. That came out when I was in high school. That was the first concert I went to, was their Thanks for the Memories tour. Or no, it was the Where the Wild Things Are, because it was combined with Gym Class Heroes, Keeps Me Aim For, and the Plain White Tees. And I really loved Gym Class Heroes and Fall Out Boy, so that's like the best concert I've ever been to. Holy shit, this eyeshadow is really, really good. Oh my God, I love it. Why have I been sleeping on Colourpop? I should mention that like all this makeup was like so cheap. I think I got 10 shades, 2 lip things, and a highlighter, and all of that was like less than $50. Like you walk into Sephora, you get one thing and it's gonna be $50. So I'm pretty sure I got it on when it was like a huge sale. So like all of these little individual thingies were like $2 or $3 a piece. And Riley and Kenya have been telling me for years to like try this stuff out, and I never have. And then my go-to movie, that's really hard because I love movies. Movies have always been like a comfort for me. So When I'm always like feeling down, I'll always put in like Chasing Liberty, which is like the Mandy Moore First Daughter movie. I'm looking at all my movies that are like here. I have like all the ones that are displayed facing forward as like my favorites. So I'll also like always go to like the Fast and Furious franchise, but I always have to start from the beginning. So I have to be in like the mood to like, here you are, you're gonna watch them all. I'm gonna also say National Treasure. That's always also a go-to movie. It's been a while since I've seen it though. And of course, wow, I don't know why I'm forgetting about this one. The fucking Mummy is always a go-to movie for me. But that one I also have to watch, like both of them. I only consider the first two canon right in a row. I don't know if you can see how good this looks. Okay, so my beauty guru moment. This has so, oh, I love it. The pigment, perfect. Oh, I can't feel my foot falling asleep again. So, wow, really like that. Hold on, I'm gonna put this white stuff up at the top and see. So next we're gonna do something a little bit radical, and we're gonna put the cranberry one on my lower lash line. We're gonna see how this works. I'm not quite sure. We're just having fun. If you could go back in time, what would you tell teenage Lainey? I would tell her, all this shit you're going through, go through it now, because you know the best is yet to come. You also have to go through all this shit that you're going through. So I did not like high school at all, and I feel like I didn't really come into myself until I was in college. I wouldn't change anything though. So all the shit that I went through when I was a teenager, I wouldn't want to like improve that, because going through all that bullshit is what made me who I am today. So I would just tell her, this is all insignificant. It'll pass. You got greener pastures on the other side. I'm gonna use Drift. Yeah, we're gonna use that on my lower lash line, and we're just gonna see what it looks like. Don't know if I'm gonna like it or not. Have you ever considered leaving the Midwest? So y'all know I'm from Iowa. I don't think I can use this with my finger. I'm from Iowa, born and raised. I currently don't live in my hometown. I live where I went to school. I have thought about like leaving Iowa, but I don't think I would anymore, because here's the thing. I want to be a writer. I can be a writer from anywhere, so why not just stick here? I travel when I can, but never say never. But I don't see myself like choosing to leave the Midwest. I don't know, I like where I'm at. So my pop of color on the bottom, the red. Not quite sure how this has turned out. I don't hate it, but I thought it was gonna look better. You know what, maybe after I put on the mascara and the eyeliner and everything, maybe then it will look better. Maybe I'm gonna put something on the center of the eye for like a halo effect. I think I might use Prickly Pear. Favorite Buffy episode and why, and what's your favorite song from Once More with Feeling? You guys know I'm a huge Buffy fan, and we've been doing this thing over on Heather's channel, Bookables, called the Slay Along. My favorite season is season 6. Controversial, probably. My favorite episode is Tabula Rasa, which is in the 6th season. Surprise, surprise. It's been basically when all the characters like lose their memory and they all have to like come up with a persona that they think that they are, and all like the relationships and everything, and it's really cool. I really love it. It's also like funny as hell too. My favorite song from Once More with Feeling, which is the Buffy musical episode, it's definitely Rest in Peace by my favorite problematic white boy, Spike. So I used to play the violin, and I got the sheet music for the musical episode, and I would play like the melody of all the songs. I kind of wish I could still play the violin. I'm already on my last questions and I'm nowhere near done. I'm going to be doing my eyeliner, which I won't be able to talk to while I'm doing it. I've been using this literally for like every makeup video I've done. Stila's Long Lasting Liquid Eyeliner. And I recently started using Nars's Climax mascara. It's alright. Yeah, so first I'm gonna apply my eyeliner because I cannot do it and talk at the same time. Eyeliner's done, but let's start talking about villains. So I think with villains, I kind of separate them into several categories. They're the ones that actually do kind of scare me. And then there's the ones that I wouldn't mind boning. So currently the dilemma that I'm going through is that the most hated villain that I think is the scariest villain is Frollo from The Hunchback of Notre Dame. I was terrified of him as a child, and he was always the worst. He was the worst villain in terms of like the best villain, but like hella scary. I want to say like I've grown older. You can probably guess where this is going. Frollo is a priest. I have a thing for clergy smut. So like is Frollo all that bad? We've already come to the conclusion that I am a serious villain freak. I also really like Jafar, mainly because I ship Jafar and Jasmine a whole hell of a lot. I like Kylo Ren. I like Klaus from The Vampire Diaries. Pretty much every villain has a little something something that I'm like into. If you guys read The Cruel Prince / The Wicked King, there's even like a part of me that's like totally DTF for Baelkin. So like, what is wrong with me is like a question I ask myself a lot when I'm talking about villains. Next, we're just going to put on this mascara. I got 2 lipsticks from Colourpop, Cookie and Oh Snap. We're just gonna throw one of these on. You guys know I don't care too much about lipstick and I hate it. And it was a risk to order these and not know how they'd look. Little bit of a nude lip. Not the worst. Not the worst. Probably would have done something a little bit darker. I wonder if I should mix them. What are they gonna look if I mix them? That's it for my Q&A and my makeup haul, I guess. I do approve of this Colourpop business. I think I'm going to be ordering a lot more from them in the future. But thank you guys all for sticking around. I know this video is super long. I'm gonna head over to Taco Bell looking totally done, and then I'm coming right back here and I'm gonna watch some TV. Hope you guys all have a really great day. If you guys are new here, my name is Lainey. I make videos on books and writing. If that interests you at all, definitely subscribe down below and I'll see you guys very soon. Bye.